Episode 19 of the Beardcaster. My name is Scott Sakura, and I am the Beardcaster. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a podcast all about beards and mustaches and the great people who live in the community. These are the stories and adventures from the people who grow them and embrace them. There are many interesting situations that follow those of us with facial hair, from lifestyles to competitions to everyday life. And don't forget about the world around us. Don't forget about it. So, join me as I share the stories about these people and hear how they are using their facial hair to be awesome and to do great and fun things. Because that's why we are here. Because we want to have fun. We are a fun podcast about beards and mustaches. That's what we talk about. Not all the time, but for the most part, that's what we're all about. Once again, I am Scott Sakura, the Beardcaster. This is just an awesome episode. I'm so glad you guys tuned in for this one. This is probably one of my most favorite interviews that I've done so far. I had so much fun doing it. Met up with Drew and a super secret special guest host. So the three of us, we all met up to talk about Beards for Beasts 4, which is a competition put on by the Steel City Beard and Mustache Club out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I got together with them. We talked all about the event, the past events, all the fun we've had. So make sure you keep listening to check out the interview that I had with Drew. In the meantime, if you're not doing anything else, you can go to thebeardcaster.com to find out more information about myself. Yeah. Or you can go check out my social media sites like the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, and the YouTubes. I have more than one, so you can either find information about the Beardcaster or Scott Sakura. I think the Scott Sakura. I might be under one of those, but it doesn't matter. Don't even worry about that. If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, complaints, any kind of that stuff, you can directly email me at scott@thebeardcaster.com. I got a special reach out by Josh Kim from the Hampton Roads Beard and Stache Society. He wanted me to let everyone know about their event that's coming up in November. And I'm like, yeah, sure, no, not a problem. And I just wish I could have actually interviewed him to talk about the event a little bit more, because I like to help members promote their events that are coming up. But I got a super awesome episode that's going to be coming out, so it didn't quite time up. But there'll be some more cool stuff going on with them maybe next year. So keep your ears peeled. Not that you can peel ears, you can only peel eyes. But keep your ears peeled for maybe sometime next year. We have some cool stuff lined up. But anyways, the Hampton Roads Beard and Stache Society are putting on a competition, Veterans Day weekend, in Virginia Beach on November 12th. It is called Whiskers of War 2016. Now, if you happen to be in the area, please, by all means, check it out. You can find out more information about this specific event by going in the show notes for this podcast, or for this episode. I properly say that. For this episode, there'll be a link directly to the event page on their Facebook. If not, you can do a direct search on Facebook for the Hampton Roads Beard and Stache Society, and you'll get hooked up with their event page that'll explain all the categories, who the judges are, which one of the judges are Rocky, one of my boys from Beards of the Old Northwest. And if anyone knows anything about them, they do what they want. So Rocky was like, I'm going to be a judge at this thing. So they're like, all right, well, you do what you want, so I guess you're a judge. So that's how that happened, I guess. But once again, if you're in the Virginia Beach area around November 12th, take your time to head over and check this event out. It sounds like a good time. If I was in the area, I would totally go. Thank you, Josh, for letting me know about that. So let's get back into why we are here for Beards for Beasts 4 put on by the Steel City Beard and Mustache Club. So like I said, I got together with Drew and a super secret special guest in Boardman, Ohio at a place called Susie's Dogs. And we had some of the best wieners ever. So it was really awesome. We had a great time hanging out, the three of us, me, Drew, Drew, super secret special guest, and I hung out at this place and had some good wieners, good times, good talks. It was a lot of fun. I like hanging out with cool guys that are like-minded, so it makes it a lot of fun. We talked about the event. We talked about the history of the event. We've talked about who they're raising money for and all that stuff. So, but once again, like I said, any of the information that you hear in this episode or in the interview, you can easily get information by hitting the show notes. There'll be a direct link to whatever. So if I was talking about, like I said, the Hampton Roads event, you just click on your show notes, and then there'll be a big thing that says Hampton Roads, and you click on it, it'll take you where you need to go. So, but as I've been babbling on for way too long now, let's just get right into this, because I've talked too long, and you need to hear me talk more. So blah, blah, blah. Here we go. And action. All right. I am sitting currently in Susie's Dogs in Boardman, Ohio with
Andrew Miscowiec
and Anthony the Stache. Fonts. What's up?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you?
Doing well. Glad to be here.
I've eaten a wiener already today.
Just one.
With some mac and cheese and some onion.
Anthony's a one wiener kind of guy.
Yeah.
I had 1 3/4. Couldn't quite polish off that second wiener.
Now you make me feel bad because I'm a 2 wiener eater. I got both of those wieners in there.
It was tough, but you did it. You managed.
It was tough.
It wasn't at the same time, though, so we give you that.
I paced it out, and then I lubed it up a little bit with the tater tots.
Yeah.
With the ketchup.
Good tots.
Good tots. So Susie's Dogs is Anthony, you tell me about Susie's Dogs, because you know a little bit more about them than anyone else.
Yeah. The one downtown has been there maybe, well, actually, they had just recently opened when I was looking for a venue to host my competition. And I was going downtown to all kind of different places, and everybody was like, "Meh, beard competition? What's that about?" And I talked to Bradley, who's like one of the managers over here. He's like, "That sounds like a fantastic idea." And he's like, "Okay." He gave me a date for like 6 weeks. So we've just had our 3rd year, and so that puts them about 3 years now. And this place here in Boardman's probably been open for, I don't know, maybe only 6 months or so. Right around the time of June, beginning of the summer. Yeah, so, and they just do, they got like a laundry list of stuff you can put on your dog, different types of dogs. Apparently they bacon wrap them now, and, I think they got a Pittsburgh dog and a New York dog now. You kind of just you can put everything on there. They got like 30 different things to pick from.
Marshmallow fluff if you want that.
52.
Yes.
50,
Right,
52.
You counted them all.
Yeah, one for each day of the week.
And I'm sure you've committed them to memory.
52 days.
If I was living on your time scale, I think I'd get a lot more done.
I think we all would. I don't know what I was thinking with the 52. 52 weeks.
52 weeks in a year.
You could try one different topping on your hot dog every week, but then how long would it take you to try every combination? That probably, once again, I'm not a mathematician, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably
Very
more time I'm willing to commit. That's more wieners than I want in me.
Frankly.
Frank.
No pun intended.
Sure.
Oh, my God.
All right, so the reason why we are here today is we wanted to talk to Drew about the competition that is coming up in Pittsburgh in a couple weeks. Why don't you give us a little backstory about who you are and talk about the club.
Sure.
Who are you, Drew?
Drew, who are you?
This is deep. Don't go too deep, man.
Right, yeah. I'll stay out of all the dark recesses of my psyche. So I'm currently the president of the Steel City Beard and Mustache Club.
Are there any talks
Pittsburgh.
of people overthrowing you yet?
If they are, they haven't told me.
All right.
I've found that the mutinies that you warn people about are usually the ones that fail. So I don't know if anybody is plotting to run we have our elections at the end of the year. So
you're not worried about Trump taking over your...
Oh, I don't think that he would be interested. He's as a barefaced mortal. I don't know how well he would be accepted by the rest of our group.
Good point.
All other character shortcomings withstanding. But no, so I've been the president of the club for about 2.5 years now. I took over for my friend Seth DeSabato, who founded the club in 2012. I got involved at the beginning of 2013, and it's been great ever since. I think that I've missed... We do one monthly meeting, and I think that I've maybe missed one over the last 3 years.
That's called dedication.
It's a great time. I always enjoy, getting together. It's a nice kind of break from the routine to just get out and hang out with my friends in the club. And
How big's the club now? How many members?
we generally draw about
2,000.
2,000 on a good month, 15 on an average month.
All right.
So it varies, but really we do have a membership that's probably about 15 people regularly coming to our monthly meetings.
That's good.
So yeah, it's been positive. We've been pretty steady with that level for about a year now. So.
What kind of community do you guys do? Like any kind of community events or anything?
Yeah, we do a couple of big, like we talked about the competition that's coming up. So we do a couple of larger events throughout the year, but then we also try to get in one volunteer event every couple of months as we can. So we've done park cleanups. We've done one of the big charities that we work with is called the Animal Rescue League. And they, along with some other animal welfare groups, will do like community days where they go out to communities that are in need, and they offer free like spay and neuter services and free vaccinations.
Right
for
there on the
pets.
spot?
Yeah, well, not the spay and neuter.
Oh.
People get a voucher, and then they can go and get that done. But they do offer on-the-spot vaccinations. They give out food, things like that. So we've helped them out with that in the past. That's one of the ones that we try to get involved with whenever they're doing one of their community days. They call it Pittsburgh Pets.
And can one bring one's boyfriend or girlfriend into this and get
Oh,
a
absolutely.
vaccination, a spade, or a neutering?
I thought you meant for the club.
Those hairy beasts need to get vaccinated
right.
every few months.
I think they offer vaccination, but the spay and neuter services you still have to pay for.
Oh,
unfortunately,
I see.
for
Yeah.
people.
For people. I don't think they go by that term with human beings.
No. Okay. Let's
right.
move on.
Yes.
Moving right along.
We got real awkward real fast. All right, so we're going to talk about now the Steel City Beard and Mustache Beards for Beasts. Now that's the competition you guys started 3 years ago?
Yeah, about 3 years. This is our 4th annual competition. So the first one took place in 2013 in October. There was a little girl
Hi. She was interested.
weirdly eyeing us up. Anyways,
This is an American Girl podcast. Would you like to talk?
She's
No.
American because she has $1 in her hand.
that's right.
Right.
But that's our big yearly fundraiser. This year, the organizations that we're going to be raising money for are the Animal Rescue League that I mentioned before, and another organization in town called Hello Bully, which is specifically a pit bull advocacy group and
right.
pit bull rescue.
Good. I was getting nervous because I'm like, I didn't want him to be supporting bullies in schools or anything
Right.
like that.
Well, that was last year's
That's
charity.
true. Yeah.
Was
what
yeah.
for the bullies in
It
school?
was for the bullies, yeah.
Oh,
Not victims of bullying, for
Oh.
the bullies.
the bullies, the
Yeah.
pit bullies.
Sounds bullish.
Yes. Not all right. So we
Not
want to get this
bollocks.
all straight. That it's for the dog.
Yes,
The
it
pit
is.
bull.
Yeah,
It's for
not the
It's
rapper.
for the dog's bollocks.
yeah.
No.
No?
They do a great job, though. They operate a shelter for pit bulls that are rescued from dogfighting situations. They bring them in. They try to raise money to cover their health needs, if they have any medical needs as a result of mistreatment or abuse. And then they try to rehome as many of these dogs as they can.
So
And
they're-
they've been very successful with it.
So there's some amount of work and sort of rehabbing them to get them to...
Yeah, for a lot of them. I mean, a lot of the dogs that they are bringing in, sometimes they'll even bring in dogs from other states. So specifically, like when when they busted Mike Vick's dogfighting ring about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Some of those dogs which were rescued were actually brought up to Hello Bully along with many other similar organizations around the country, and they were rehabilitated. Some of them were able to be rehomed. And like I said, they have a great success rate with a lot of these dogs. And they're good dogs, you know.
Now, how did you guys get involved with them? I mean, that definitely sounds like a strange. I mean, I'm not trying to make it sound bad, but it sounds like, how does one find a charity like that? That just sounds like a real different one.
Yeah, they're a pretty, kind of specific focus, but they've actually been around for a little over 10 years now. They were founded in 2005, so they're starting to get bigger in and around Pittsburgh. And a lot of the guys in the club have pit bulls or different bull terrier breeds.
Okay.
And actually, Rob Johnson, who you guys know, was a good friend with the woman who started and runs Hello Bully. So he was able to make that introduction before our second competition. So we've been working with them. This will be the third year that they've been one of the beneficiaries of the competition.
Now, how did you guys initially get started with using the animal as the charity? Like, how did that all come about?
I think it was just kind of an idea that we had. We were talking about, wanting to do a charity competition. Once we kind of started getting more guys and girls coming out to the club, we decided we wanted to do a competition. And that first year, we had some connections with the Animal Rescue League. So they were the first charity that we worked with. That first year, it was just solely Animal Rescue League. And so we had a connection with them already, and it just was kind of a natural thing. I think also the people hit on the name Beards for Beasts, and they were like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea, like furry human beings helping out furry animals.
Well, even on your trophy designs, too, like even after the first year that I did it, which was I think it was the first year.
Yeah,
you
I think
guys
you were
did
at the first competition.
And the trophy, like, I just kept looking at it, and I'm like, wait a minute. As you look at the actual design for the event, there's like dogs and cats intertwined.
Oh yeah, in the beard. Yeah.
I was like,
oh, cool.
It is really neat design.
Yeah. I missed the first year. So
yeah. So if you haven't seen, or if you weren't at the first year, the trophy design and the T-shirts that Seth designed for us that year, they feature kind of a cartoon guy with a long beard. And then as you're looking kind of in the curls of his beard, there are dogs and cats kind of
living in harmony,
hidden in, sort of like a hidden picture inside the beard. So it's kind of neat. But it's definitely something that has been, I think, close to a lot of our hearts. Most of us in the club are pet owners of some sort, and a lot of us have rescue pets. And it's just, it's a population of animals out there that need some help. And we're happy to be able to help them out.
I'm happy to help them out, too. Are you, Anthony?
Yeah. I don't know that I want them in my beard as they were portrayed, but right. I give them a good hug.
Well, sometimes
we can hug it out.
Yeah. Well, dogs, like, they'll grab at your beard a little bit. Cats will try to, like, meow.
It's true.
I don't like that. That's not fun.
That's why you got to go chop squat and make sure there's nothing in the middle. See, you're going to be in trouble.
Because
you're going to get a paw stuck in there, and it's going to just rip it out.
I've had a dog once grab my beard really hard and pull me to the ground.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
It was a very excited.
It's kind of scary.
Yes. It was a very excited golden retriever, and before the lady could get out of her mouth, hey, watch out for the dog, he had already got a mouthful of my beard and, like, pulled me down. And so needless to say, I was very cautious.
Yeah.
Did you lose some hairs?
No, I didn't.
Oh, wow.
Thankfully.
Look at you.
I know. And then, here's my other funny story about a cat. So years and years and years ago, I used to braid my beard and do a nice tight little braid, and it was.
I seen a Throwback Thursday that I think, yeah.
And it was down to about my belly button, and I still laugh when I tell this story. I was eating cereal, and I kind of always have to like lean forward a little bit, and apparently the cat was under the table, and it was looking up, and it saw just the tail end of my beard under the table, just going up and down, and so the cat. God bless this cat, but this cat was like about 18 pounds. Oh. And this sucker went up with its claw, got it hooked right in there, and pulled my head right onto the table.
Oh, my God.
Slam right into the cereal. So I learned my lesson. Tuck your beard into your shirt if you have a cat.
Yes. Yeah. I call that move Tucker Me Beardo. Just grab a bunch of it, stick it right in a shirt, and start eating.
Yeah. Well,
Sucker me beardo.
Definitely, it is a way to not get food in your beard. Okay, now let's talk about...
How about venue?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Right.
sure.
Because the first year you guys had it, you had it at this old like theater club, which I remember was really cool. It was a dark place, and I remember the event starting early in the afternoon. You had like a pre-party down the street, and it was at this little bar, and everyone registered there, and then we did our 1/10 K.
Oh
walk.
yeah, that gotta stress that point. I love
Yeah.
the 1/10 K.
Yeah.
It
So
was-
that was I'll give credit there where credit's due. That was all Adam Paul Cosgrove's idea. He had this idea of, kind of a tongue-in-cheek sort of 1/10 K, that we could advertise because, the 5Ks and the 10Ks for charity. are so
Everyone's doing
popular.
those. Yeah.
But we kind of wanted to do a little joking 1/10 kilometer parade. So the first year, we had our competition at the Rex Theater, which is on the south side of Pittsburgh on Carson Street. And like Scott was saying, we did the registration up at a bar up the street. And then there were probably 75 to 100 of us.
It was like a sardine can.
Yeah,
in
there
that
were
place.
a lot of
It was
people, and it
crazy.
was tight in the bar. But when it was time to head over to the competition, we actually got everybody kind of lined up, and we paraded up the sidewalk. We couldn't get clearance to close down the street because it's a state road, and you have to go through all sorts of channels to do that. But we did we did this parade for about 2 blocks up the sidewalk to the theater, and then everybody came in. But it was pretty cool.
I was really tired at the end.
Yeah. It was, 1/10 K can be a bit taxing.
Especially
But-
when you're trying to double fist beers.
Right. Right. So after that first year, we ended up moving our competition to the Rivers Casino in Pittsburgh.
Which is one of the most beautiful casinos around town.
Yeah, I think it's a great venue.
The view is gorgeous out those
and
windows
yeah,
where we register.
they do us a really
solid.
do
That's the
us
word
a
you're
real
looking for.
solid for this beautiful room. Huge windows on like 2 of the 4 walls, basically overlooking the rivers, and it's a nice room. They have been very supportive of our event. They give us a fantastic room for free because it's a charity event.
Oh, you know what else they give you too? Which this is another awesome benefit about going to this competition. But not only do they let us use their facility, but with your purchase ticket, you get $10 slot play.
Exactly.
So the event costs $10 to get into. Tickets
Yes.
are $10. And when you get there and you get your ticket and you hand it in, then you register for their Players Club card, and then they give you $10 on that club card to play on any of the slot machines downstairs. So it's
Pretty
like
cool.
getting free money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is. It's $10 for spectators and $20 for competitors for the tickets. But yeah, everyone, spectator or competitor, gets the $10 in free slot play. And we have had people win. A couple years ago, one of our guests won like $200 off their free
Wow.
slot play.
Nice.
So, you never know. You could be the next big winner at Beards for Beasts.
I think the first year I was there, we played me and Lil, and I think we doubled our money. We're like, all right, done, let's go.
Yeah. I'm not a big
Double's
gambler
good.
myself, but it is great, if you're going to play.
Yeah, in 5 minutes or so,
Yeah, you get
Awesome.
free $10. It's cost of your admission.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And then there's food wise there too. They had the buffet is really nice too. Really good food. But going back to let's go 2 years ago.
yeah,
You guys had before it was at the Tilted Kilt, right?
right. Yes.
Okay, so you guys did the pre-party at the Tilted Kilt, and then we did another walk, which seemed like a 45-mile walk.
It was a little further. That
My
one was
Lord.
probably almost half a mile, and that's one of the reasons why after that second year we kind of nixed the parade portion of the event. Unfortunately, just where the casino is located, it's kind of far from everything else, so it's a little bit more of a walk. Also, as the years have gone on, we've had to push our competition later and later into October for different reasons. So this year the competition's on October 29th, and that late in October, you really never know what you're going to get in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it's like
it could
Cleveland,
be
too.
40 degrees and rainy or possibly a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
So doing an outdoor parade just really wasn't that feasible, especially freestylers, styled mustaches, people who don't want their, facial hair to be affected
By the elements.
By the elements, exactly.
We're not talking about the Honda elements because there were a couple of those that were trying to take people out on the street.
It's a problem that we've had.
It's a Pittsburgh problem.
Is electricity an element?
Yes.
Okay. I won't touch the plug, the outlet.
Well, but sometimes these guys with their...
That might
Could
help me with
save
my
time
freestyle.
on your freestyle.
Right?
Like, it's really painful, but it's a lot better than doing 2 hours of hairspray.
Look, I don't need hairspray.
Your beard is shocking, Anthony. Well, and speaking of electricity, one of the Pittsburgh, stems, you get a guy like Tesla started out in Pittsburgh.
Right.
That's electricity.
Really?
That's electric.
Yep. George
Boogie, woogie,
Westinghouse
woogie.
also.
Yeah, Westinghouse.
Yeah.
Can we say boogie, woogie, woogie when you say electric?
You can.
Okay, I just did.
Do you have rights for that?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right, that has to be edited.
Redacted.
Redacted. It's
There was
taken.
no boogieing and or woogieing at Susie's that day.
We just enjoyed our time eating wieners. Wieners.
Yeah, after 2 wieners, you're going to have to do a solid, huh?
I know. I need to do that walk.
wiener walk?
That 1/10K walk to burn those calories off.
To the 6 doorways that appear to be the bathroom.
I know.
Yeah.
This design of this place is pretty interesting because, it's just a big open room, and then they have the kitchen area, and then we're sitting by the game area, which is really cool. But then you walk around to go to the bathrooms, and then there's 2 hallways with a series of bunch of doors, and I wasn't sure if it was the bathroom or not. So I go in there, and I'm like, all right, it is the bathroom. So I go in there, and I'm doing my business, and notice that I have a nice mirror in the corner showing me how nice my shoes look while I'm peeing. I can't figure that one out. So,
It's to make sure you don't pee on your shoes when you're big bearded.
but what if you're a woman and you're sitting?
Well, yeah.
That's I don't
Makeup
know.
check? I don't know.
You would
I
have
think it's a shoe check.
Yeah, I
Because I
have.
think a lot of times the gals don't actually sit on the seat in a place like a public place.
That
I
is
think,
true.
ladies,
They
help me out
hover.
here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chime in if you like. Leave in that message in the comments.
Yeah. Leave a comment. Are you a hoverer or do you sit?
Right.
But yeah, I just find that's what I was thinking. I'm like, well, maybe it's for the girls to look at their makeup, and I'm like, well, other than if they lay down on the floor, that's the only way they're going to be able to look at their face.
It's a mystery.
It is a mystery. So, getting back to the event.
Yes.
So, what time does everything take place this year?
So I will have a registration table set up at the casino like we did last year. So if you were at the competition last year, like I alluded to earlier, we didn't do the off-site registration with the parade. So I'll have a registration table set up starting at 2 o'clock, and then the doors to actually get into our room are going to be open at 5. So you can get into the room at 5. Competition starts at 6 o'clock, and typically we have everything wrapped by about 11 p.m.
Well,
We
and,
try to-
and the thing is, too, is if you come in early, like say you get into town or you're from the area,
Yeah.
and you come in at 2 o'clock, even though you can't get into the actual room, you can go downstairs and play at the casino.
Mhm.
You can get drinks down there. You can, there's plenty of stuff to kill time. So, I suggest coming in early because it just makes it easier for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Come in, get registered, get your wristband and whatnot, and then hang out, enjoy the casino.
What's a whatnot?
a whatnot?
Yeah.
Oh, that's part of the grab
that
bag
a
that we give to all of our
whatnot?
competitors.
Oh, I got one the first year. I guess I never registered the last couple of years, so I never got one. But I do. The one thing I did get in that first one was the tin of Honest Amish mustache wax.
Yes.
That is probably my favorite mustache wax, but for keeping my lips not chapping. I don't use it in my mustache. I use it for like a lip balm.
Okay.
And I love it. It's great. And it's actually, I use it on my hands to keep my hands from chapping in the wintertime because I work
Yeah.
outside all the time and my hands crack really bad. And the Honest Amish wax is the only one that really protects my skin. So I'm throwing a commercial to them because I like their products more for their after effects on other parts of your body than the actual holding of the mustache. And my son likes to use it in his hair.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they do a great job. They've been our They've been our title sponsor for the event since the very first year. They donate money to the charities that we support, and they also donate products. So, excuse me. All the competitors who will pre-register for the event will receive, in addition to the $10 in free slot play that we were talking about, they'll also receive an event T-shirt. They will receive some product from Honest Amish as well. So whether that be, and they're full-size products. They're not sample giveaways. So it's either going to be a bottle of oil, some beard balm, some wax, or some soap, something like that. They have a lip balm and I think like a hand cream, I believe, as well that they make. So they donate product, and we get that all bagged up and everything. So everybody who is pre-registered ahead of time for the event will get some of that product in their kind of grab bag at the event. Otherwise, if you didn't pre-register, it's kind of as supplies last. So it's not guaranteed, but we hope that we would have enough to give out to everyone. But it just depends, on how many walk-ups we get on the day of for that. But they do a great job. They take good care of us. They make great products, and they're really, really nice people, too, at Honest Amish.
Because they're honest. But they're not
Yes.
Amish, though, are they?
I don't believe so. I don't know. I mean, they're up in kind of northwest PA.
Transfer PA, right?
Yeah, and I think that, most of the Amish in Pennsylvania are more on the eastern side of the state. But I don't know. They may be Amish. They use email. I know that.
All right.
We
I think
communicate
they're just trying to say
through email.
They have a
so-
computer in the
The
barn.
Amish are pretty honest. You know
They
what I
are,
mean?
yeah.
I don't know about that. I could fight that one.
There were some Amish folk over at the front porch yesterday. Beard competition I
Oh,
was
yeah?
judging. We were trying to get them to compete, and they weren't having it.
Not into it.
Did you know if you take a picture of them, it captures their soul?
Does it?
Yep.
Does the picture or does the device?
Well, obviously the device, because it's capturing an essence of their life force. So that's why
this
they
is
don't.
like Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essence of Gelfling. You look like Gelfling. Smell like Gelfling. Must be Gelfling. Sorry.
Very good.
I love that.
You win for today.
All right, that
Tell-
was just me reliving my 80s.
All good. All
Hey,
good.
how about judges? Who's
Yeah.
judging
Oh,
this year?
yeah.
Who
No,
won?
we have a great lineup of judges this year. From Beards of the Old Northwest, Rachel Yamarino is one of our judges.
We love Rachel.
She's great. Carla Grigg and Rob Scheiber from the Hampton Roads Beard and Stache Society are going to be up judging.
Awesome.
Who else? I was supposed to... Michael Sharina, who owns Mr. Grooming and Goods, which is a local barbershop, but they're a very facial hair-friendly barbershop. A lot of guys from the club who do trim or style their beards use Mr. Grooming and Goods. They do an awesome job.
Oh, come on. See, this is why I gave you the notes.
No,
I know.
there's no cuts.
No, there are no cuts.
There's no
and
cuts
now
in
I'm
this.
blanking on our last judges. Brad Jackson
Okay, cool.
from Roughneck Beards, and he's the president of the St. Louis BAM STL, the St. Louis Beard and Mustache Club. And our sixth judge is
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey, celebrity judge. No,
That-
why am I forgetting who?
That's not who it is. Who do you think it is,
Oh,
Anthony?
geez, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
It's Brian Furby of
Oh.
Title Beard
Oh,
fame.
okay, cool.
Yeah, so you guys know Brian.
And you normally call him Jesus?
What's that?
You normally call him Jesus?
Or God.
Oh,
One of the
okay.
two.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
But with a lowercase g.
I pray to him. But yeah, so those
got
are
a
our
really good
judges.
beard.
Rachel, Carla, Rob, Brian Furby, Brad, and Mike Sharina. So 5 kind of out-of-town beardos and whiskerinas, and then 1 local judge, which is kind of consistent with what we've been trying to do. We try to keep our judging panel as closely related to the bearding community as possible. We found, a lot of times, and it happens at every competition, no matter what you do, no matter who you choose as judges, inevitably the day after, people aren't going to be happy with their scores. It's just unavoidable, and they're going to say, oh, I got judged unfairly, or, this or that. But we really try to do the best we can to get a judging panel that has really, been to a lot of competitions, judged competitions in the past, so they know what they're looking for. And we think that these guys are going to do a great job.
I
so.
bet
we
you.
got a
Well,
solid
I know a lot of them have judged other competitions, so definitely you know that you're going to get quality judges. And you guys always have quality judges. You've always had really great, fair, at least in my opinion, fair individuals who know about beards.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. I mean, I'd rather have that than a bunch of celebrity Joe Schmoes that are just like, hey, I'm the TV guy, and I'm going to know nothing about beards. And
Right, yeah.
that's annoying. But, I mean, I know why competitions do that, but it's annoying. And I applaud you guys for, you know, putting thought and effort into having the right people there.
Yeah, it's definitely a process, too. I mean, you know, you guys know you've both been involved in planning and organizing competitions, and it's tough to try and get a judging panel together, especially now. There's so many events going on.
True.
You know, everybody's time is really kind of spread thin.
Well, yeah, it's like we were talking about earlier when we were eating wieners, that it just seems like this year, and especially right now, there's an explosion of really big competitions all over the country right now. It's like it started with the one in Nashville. Which one was that one?
That was National Beard and Mustache Championship in Nashville.
Yeah, and then it jumps to Denver, and then it's just been like,
which is the Great American Beard and Mustache Championship.
And then every weekend, it just seems like there's been a really big one in a different. It's like back and forth across the country. You're collecting a lot of miles, aren't you, Anthony?
Yeah, I've not gone to as many as I wanted to this year, but I've still traveled a fair amount. I think. Yeah, I've still traveled a fair amount.
How many miles?
I don't count.
Come on, dude.
I don't count.
I bet you do.
I don't. I swear.
You do count, Anthony. Don't.
No.
I do count. I do count. Thank you. I mean.
You might.
Inside joke. Sorry. Where's our waitress?
There she is.
Poor Ari. She was. I think we threw her for a loop
I know.
earlier
Is
today.
Ari?
Ari.
Oh.
Yeah.
Airy.
I didn't know that.
Like her hair is light and airy.
We could have had fun with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys had fun. I didn't. Yeah.
Well,
I'd have
hopefully
played that
she'll
up a
come
little bit.
back here and we can continue to have fun.
Yeah.
And confuse her more.
I know.
Give her the wingdings.
Yeah. All right. So I made a list of notes up here, and I thought it would be funny if I printed Drew's out, and I was gonna print them out in Zaf Dingbat, but I couldn't do it, so I printed them out in this font called Bondoni Ornaments, and all it is a bunch of flowers. So it's kind of funny. It would have been more funny if
Are there any cacti in there?
I don't.
Oh, there's probably more than one.
Doesn't look like it.
There's more than one. It's definitely cactus.
Well,
So are these the?
yes, us,
Yeah, see?
not just me.
Right, all of us, because we all matter.
Nah, that is together we all are one. So that joke would have gone over much better if I would have just handed it to you right now as we were recording.
Yeah.
It really did not translate to, hey, I got a funny story for you, because it's not fucking funny.
It's more of a visual joke.
I think you'll have to
guess.
leave the picture up there for downloading.
Well, yeah, I'll take a picture of it.
Yeah. So what kind of categories you guys gonna have this year?
You got your standard.
I know there's
you got
always
your
a big question on breaking out partial beards. As a partial beardsman, that's always a big question.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And last year, I think there was a little issue with the goatee category, too. And so okay, I'm going to compete this year. What category am I going in?
Yours would be in partial beard
All right.
because we're trying to adopt, and last year we tried to do the same thing as well. Adopt a standard for goatee where it would be 1.5 inches, I think, from the edge of the lip. So because Scott has his extending along his jawline, it would be partial beard.
All right.
So we have pretty much the standard, I would say, categories. We're doing our partial beards are broken up into chops, goatee, and a partial beard natural, which would be kind of more of a catch-all for folks who have whalers, musketeers, all that sort of stuff, and then also a freestyle partial beard. Our full beard categories are broken up by length: 0 to 4 inches, 4 to 8 inches, 8 to 12, and then 12 and up. And we also have full beard with a styled mustache. So that is for the gentlemen who kind of groom their beards and do the styled mustaches. We have freestyle full beard. We have the 2 fake beard categories, fake creative and fake realistic.
Is this for ladies only?
No, we haven't had a man compete. We can't do children, unfortunately, because we're in the casino. It is 21 and over.
And they need to gamble.
But-
Children cannot gamble.
Yeah.
They can.
At least
They
not
can.
in the casino.
Not in the casino.
Yeah. They got to do it in the parking
I
garage.
know. They're in the parking garage.
Rolling dice there against the wall. Bunch of 7-year-olds.
Weren't there a bunch of kids a while back doing like gambling with pogs?
Oh, yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah,
I thought they busted up like a gambling ring.
You weren't
with
allowed to
pogs
bring
or something.
pogs to my school when I was in elementary school because kids were playing for keeps, and
Yeah.
they said that it was gambling, and pogs
I
were
remember
outlawed.
that. Anyway, that sidebar.
But yeah,
Sorry.
Anyhow,
You having a pog
what
just
were we
went
talking
down a little
about?
bit of a
The
rabbit hole.
fake beard category.
Oh.
No, if there was a man who either chooses not to or is unable to grow facial hair and he wanted to do
One out of
fake
pogs.
beard, yeah, if he wanted to do a beard out of pogs, make a mustache out of slammers,
There you go.
we would be totally open to that. I actually had somebody message me and ask about that earlier this week.
Cool.
It's not something that we've had in the past, but we would be open to it.
Hi. We're gonna take a. It's not really a commercial break.
No, but we
No,
want
you're
to
gonna
talk
meet-
to you real quick.
Yeah, you're gonna meet our waitress. What is your name?
Ariana.
And
Ariana.
can you read this script for me?
Oh my gosh. I was like, I wish I could read this.
We gave her the wingding
You're,
script.
you're more
Yeah.
more of like a wingdings gal, right? And that's yeah.
But this is a wiener place, so
Right.
we can't talk about hot dog. We can't talk about hot wings. No.
No. 'Cause
Wingdings.
you don't-
Wingdings. Sorry.
So as we're recording, we're doing a podcast here, and can you guess what it's about?
Food?
Yes, we're doing a podcast all about hot dogs. We go around to different hot dog places, and we test out hot dogs, and then we do a podcast about it and put it up online.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
This
So-
is why he was taking so long, and he was trying to get 5 dogs, and he couldn't figure out how can he get 5 because it only shows 2. So there was he was having kind of a life crisis at that
know.
moment.
That's very intense for you.
intense. Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
We have tents in the car, but
Yes.
we didn't bring them.
Yes.
Oh, didn't bring the tent.
Because usually we do them outside, and we need a tent.
You could bring the tent in here.
We could. We were discussing the ceilings are high enough.
So you could totally put a tent
Yes.
right here.
So, but in all seriousness, we are doing a podcast about beards. Because did you notice that we all have beards?
I did.
Oh,
I did notice.
I didn't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I did.
Wait a minute. Me and Drew have 2 beards each.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, I was
4
gonna
beards
say, that's
between us.
definitely-
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
definitely a split
There
down
are
the middle.
5 beards at this
So
table.
I definitely see 5. Yeah, for sure.
All right. And then we were commenting about this nice drawing on the wall that's just really been mind-fucking all of us. I hate to say it
The
that way.
disproportionate mustache.
Yes, it's we love this place, but that's just really, you got to fix
It's
that.
throwing us all off.
Yeah. But we want to thank you for the great service we've gotten today.
Well, thank you guys. You
You-
guys were awesome.
But we're not
Thanks.
done though yet. So
Well, yeah, you still are awesome.
Yeah, we like
oh, yeah,
that.
once again,
Can you
you're-
say that again?
You guys are awesome.
thank you.
One-
You're
one more
awesome
time.
too.
You guys are awesome.
See, I told you.
We're really awesome. Thank you
We're
very
good.
much.
You wanted another?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'm okay. I'm good. Thank you.
I'm good too. Are there are there any like special categories you guys have that are custom to your event?
We don't really have any special categories that are special to our event, but we are going to be giving away a couple of special awards that are not necessarily like competition or category based. So this year we are happy to be partnering with our friends at the American Mustache Institute.
They're great people.
They are.
Some of them are.
Some of them. The guy who runs it, kind of a dick.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Kinda.
Kind of.
He has his moments.
What kind?
Yeah.
I'll leave that to the imagination.
Are we? Is this more like a tuna can style, or
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. So,
right.
anyways,
back to
we're,
the out of the rabbit hole?
So
we're
American
partnering
Mustache
with the American
Institute.
Mustache Institute, who, if you're not familiar with the AMI, they are
Ruggedly handsome.
very
Yeah.
ruggedly handsome.
And I did an interview with Dr. Adam Cosgrove a few episodes back, so you can check that out too.
Yeah, and he'll get all the information for you. But basically, they're a mustache advocacy group, and they advocate for people with facial hair of all types, not just mustaches. But they are currently accepting nominations for their annual Robert Goulet Memorial Mustached American of the Year Award, which will be presented at Beards for Beasts this year. Typically, they do an event called the Stache Bash in late October, but since we were going to be doing Beards for Beasts at the same time, Adam and I talked, and we decided that we were going to kind of combine forces, and we're going to be giving out the Goulet Award. So if you know any mustached Americans in your life who you feel are deserving of recognition, nominate them on the American Mustache Institute website.
You can also, this will also be in the show notes for the show too. You'll just go under the bottom and I'll have a link directly to that. So you just click on nominate to the Goulet Award and it'll take you right to the form. You can fill it out.
Yeah. So we'll be giving that one away. And then we also, last year, we started awarding, it's sort of a lifetime achievement type of award. We call it the Uncle Sal Award. It's named for a local gentleman, Uncle Salvatore Moranti. He is a great guy. He's been coming out to our competition every year. He's been to the first 3, and he'll be back at number 4 to defend his styled mustache crown. I think he has been the first place winner in that category every year so far, but he has at least placed in that category every year.
He's got a fantastic mustache.
Great guy, and just dressed to the nines. Right. Anytime you see Uncle Sal around town, he's always fully dressed, 3-piece suit, fedora, and just immaculately styled mustache. So last year, we wanted to honor him and his dedication, his lifetime dedication to representing facial hair in a positive light and being a sort of a mentor for younger folks getting into the facial hair scene and someone to aspire to. So we presented that award to him last year, and we are going to be presenting it this year to one of our nominees. The nominees this year are Taxi Phil Jones and also Ryan Davis.
Ooh.
So those are our 2 nominees.
Okay.
Who's he?
One of the 2, some guy.
Some guy.
No, Ryan Davis is great. He's the
president
of the Beards of the Old Northwest.
He's my boss.
Right.
So
and
boss.
Taxi Phil is the president of the
Beard Barons?
Cincinnati Beard Barons down there in Cincinnati. So one of those 2 guys is going to be taking home the Uncle Sal Lifetime Achievement Award at our event. Not at liberty to announce which, but
which event?
No, our event.
Oh.
Not at liberty to announce which guy will win.
Okay.
I thought there was going to be like monkeys and witches and
I got
stuff.
confused.
Flying
there.
monkeys.
I thought there was
right. Maybe.
It's a Halloween. It's a Halloween weekend competition. So.
Well, one
you
thing.
never know.
But are you encouraging people to dress up, or would I say that I would assume the casino's policy is no costumes or no covering of the face?
Yeah. That's a big thing with
and
them.
no weapons.
Yeah, no covering of the face. Definitely no weapons, even if they're fake. Even if you have a fake sword or something like that, if it looks remotely real, they will turn you away. They won't deny you entrance, but they'll make you go back to the hotel or go back to your car or whatever and leave that in the car, and you can come back in.
What happens if you... Well, here you go. What happens if your beard, you do a freestyle and you make it into a sword?
A sword?
Yeah, like a really sharp one.
Oh, if it's too sharp, they're going to have to dull it down.
Yeah.
Put a cork on the end?
Maybe. Or you're going to have to wash it out. I was going to do a ghost last year, and since I heard of that, I was like, okay, well, I'll do it at the pre-party. And I did karaoke at the pre-party with the thing, with the bed sheet over me. Basically, I had the bed sheet and my cowboy hat. And luckily, the cowboy hat made it a little bit more friendly, because I think at some point people were thinking it was
a floating hat in the room.
No, they were thinking it was far more nefarious than just a ghost.
Oh, so you were a gangster ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But anyway, it was a lot of fun, and there was some awards handed out at the pre-party, right? Karaoke,
we're going to be doing
some random things, right?
We're going to be doing the same thing again this year. Different bar, but we're going to be doing another karaoke pre-party.
Karaoke.
Karaoke.
We'll have some prizes for the best karaoke singers.
Like people jumping out of cakes?
What's that?
Like people jumping out of cakes?
Potentially.
That's a good surprise.
I don't know. Amy Roberts is a baker. We'll see maybe if she can whip something up.
I'd like to eat the cake. Not that way. I mean, if she's going to make a cake,
That'd be really funny.
Sorry,
if,
Chad.
I was gonna say that'd be really funny if Chad was a candlestick
Amy.
maker.
Chad could jump out of the cake.
He could, totally nude.
But yeah, if people want to do costumes, that's fine. But make sure that they don't cover your face
Where's this at?
at the casino.
Oh, all right.
But for the pre-party, if you want to, we're costume friendly there across the board. Come out in costume if you choose to. It's not required. But
where is this at?
Yeah.
So it's at
I'm sitting here. I'm really freaking confused
I
about.
know.
You guys are talking about this, and I'm like, well, where am I going?
You're like Ariana.
Yeah, I'm
Just confused.
I was confused. But now you guys are going to set me on the straight and
So
narrow.
Ham Bones is the name of the bar that we're going to be doing our pre-party at this year.
Ham,
Ham or ham?
Ham.
Oh,
Ham.
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 Okay.
and one day
you make a
ham.
stew out of,
one,
right?
Yes.
one day ham boning may save your life.
As long as I can eat the cake, I'm good.
And eat it too.
Right.
Have it and eat it. But yeah, Ham Bones is going to be the pre-party. We're going to have some karaoke going. It is an earlier pre-party than some of the others. We're getting things started up at 5 p.m., and we're going to be going with our official pre-party until 9 o'clock with the karaoke, because Ham Bones is doing a burlesque event starting at 10 o'clock. So if people want to stick around for the burlesque show, there will be a separate... our pre-party is free, of course, but there will be a separate cover. We're working on trying to get a group discount for that burlesque show, but we'll have updates on that on our Facebook event for the pre-party.
And this is the night before, you said?
Yeah, this is Friday night. It'll be the 28th,
20?
October 28th.
That's
Now,
my
will
favorite.
there be any Gelfling burlesque?
Small.
Sorry.
God, I hope so.
Sounds good.
Wow.
Did I just take you off your mark?
No, you didn't.
Okay. I just had that picture in my head of a Gelfling burlesque. Let's make that happen next year, huh?
Well, if anybody's out there and they're coming and they have time to throw a little costume together,
A little costume.
and it would be.
All right. Moving into the next question area, tell us about some of your who's your big sponsors, some other sponsors, and talk about like the vendors that are going to be there.
Yeah. So our big sponsor, our title sponsor, like I said, is Honest Amish. Then we also have several other sponsors. Primarily among those are the Mad Viking Beard Company, Roughneck Beards, Barbados Beard Oil, and Blackbeard Original Company, who are sort of a newer facial hair product company out of Pittsburgh.
But they are the original, though.
Yes. Well, at least they're the original Blackbeard.
Yes.
I think, according
To their name.
to their marketing.
Yes.
But they're good guys. Sorry, so we got. Then we also have the American Mustache Institute, Mr. Grooming and Goods, who I mentioned earlier is a local barbershop, and the Butcher on Butler. So those are the primary sponsors for our event. Butcher on Butler is a local beard-friendly butcher shop owned by Michael Rado, who is okay.
Yes. He is an okay guy.
I've
okay
heard he
fella.
has fresh cuts.
Yes.
I've yet to
Fresh
partake.
freshest.
He's a little bit farther than
Yeah,
I
it's a
would
bit of a
normally
hike,
go,
but if you're local, if you live in Pittsburgh, check
Yes.
them out. They do a great job.
yes.
As far as vendors go, most of our sponsors will be vending as well, but additionally, a couple others that I'd like to mention. Brutal Beard is going to be vending for the first time at our event. One-Eyed Cat Crafts and Creations. So
Oh, cool.
correct me if I got that wrong. It might just
Yeah.
be
One-eyed cat curiosities.
One-Eyed Cat
Yeah.
Curiosity. Sorry, it's
From
Jason
Jason
Kiley's
Kiley.
company. I believe this is his 4th year. He's been vending at all of our
I want to know why it's only
competitions.
one-eyed. Do you know why?
Do I know why? What?
It's only one eye?
Oh, his cat actually only has one eye.
That's
Oh.
right.
Yeah, I don't know if the cat is still
With us
or not,
them.
but yeah, it's actually a cat that he had that only had one eye, and if you look at some of his mugs, they
There's-
actually have the one-eyed cat.
His
on them.
mugs are awesome.
But yeah,
His
they
logo
are.
has the cat, the kitty on it.
He makes some great handmade ceramic mugs and bowls and
you
other
can
things
get them
with Mustache
customized.
Guard.
If you talk to him, send him some images.
Yep.
And he's a pretty creative dude, so if you just give him an idea, he'll whip something up.
I really liked, I don't know if you guys remember when he was doing the dinosaur bones for the fossil hunt.
Yeah.
That was a really fun thing to follow him doing online. Is his daughter was really getting into archaeology or something, and so he thought he would make some like really cool fossil pottery up, and he made them, and then he made them look real old, and then he buried them out in the backyard, and they went out there digging, and she really loved it. So that was a really cool story about him that always sticks with me.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I'm really happy that Jason's been a part of our event. He was a judge at our second competition.
Don't judge me.
And he's had his table set up.
Like
so
He
Judge Reinhold.
had a big, giant mustache. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
I think that was 2 years ago when he
my
was
goodness.
judging.
First time I seen him just do his mustache
When
he was
alone.
Jason
when he
normally
was
does
topless.
crazy freestyles.
That year he was
But
topless with
Everybody ended up topless that year. It was he and Gordon.
Gordon, not the fisherman.
I haven't seen Gordon in a long time.
No, he's doesn't travel around quite as much.
He
I
do-
saw
he
him
doesn't love us
in
anymore.
Richmond at their competition, but yeah, we're in touch. I talked to Gordon probably just a couple of weeks ago, actually.
I had such a great time with him last year because we stayed over at Cosgrove's house, and I still remember like everyone was like tired and went to bed, and Gordon and I were out in the front yard till I think 4 a.m, just drinking beer, talking life, and
Nice.
just such a great dude. Such a great guy.
Yeah,
I love him
he
so
has
much.
great energy.
Yeah,
I love that dude.
Yeah, Anthony just kind of likes him.
Yeah.
I think he's just
I'm
okay.
I'm trying to think the last time I saw him. I think it was at the Guar Bar, but it
Oh,
was
okay.
probably
in
2
Richmond.
years ago because I didn't go to Richmond last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
There's
had a good time over there.
Good. That's the one awesome thing about these beard competitions is that there's so many just awesome people. And it's cool to like just go to an event. You make friends with all these people from all over the country, all because you have beards or mustaches, and you make these great bonds and lifelong friendships. I mean, just like you guys. I love you, man. I love you both.
Thanks.
That's
Our
what
waitress
kept
thinks
me
we're
doing
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
It was like, you really do, though, like Scott said. You meet people and, maybe you only get to see each other 4 or 5 times a year, but you can always just kind of pick up right where you left off. And it's just a great, really cool community to be a part of.
Well, and the online community for bearding and mustaching is humongous, too.
Yeah.
So you're always like in constant contact with everyone all the
that
time.
is true.
So
Yeah, for sure.
now let me ask you about your style. You decided to go chops.
Yeah.
Now, how long ago did you do that?
Chop Squad.
About 4 months.
All right.
Yeah. This summer, I think in June, because I was full beard at your competition.
Yeah.
So probably, and that was at the beginning of June. So probably around the end of the month, I just kind of decided one day. I had been growing out. So I guess. So I'll just start by talking about.
Yeah, we're going back. Let's go. We're
go to
talking
the
about your
beginning.
beard history
Yeah,
and how
yeah.
you ended up getting involved in.
Sure.
Like, how
Okay,
how
yeah.
did you get started with bearding?
Yeah. So I had always been.
A man.
That's true. I was a boy, and then I became a man.
Good. There was a part
End
in
of
between there
story.
called
See you guys
puberty.
later.
And then there were 6 doors for the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
And you had to pick
And I
one.
was so
And
confused.
you had to pick one.
But so ever since I was, 17, 18 years old, I would grow some sort of facial hair, kind of gnarly, patchy beards at first. Went through a sideburn phase. I think a lot of guys in
Yeah,
their
who
late
didn't?
teens kind of
Yeah.
start with this,
Yeah.
the sideburn phase.
That's
But-
generally the bushiest that you got.
Right,
Especially
yeah.
if you're patchy. Like, that's the thing to play around with.
Right. So I was doing that, and then through most of my early 20s, I kept a full beard that I would kind of trim. I'd keep it at, maybe like a half inch or so long. And I decided in 2010, maybe? Yeah, about 2010 to start wearing a mustache full time. And I wore a handlebar mustache for about 2 years. And then towards the end of 2012,
Are you sure that the handlebar mustache didn't wear you though?
It changed my life in a lot of ways. It did. It kind of sort of was the first real step down this path.
Like the gateway drug.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did you consider yourself a mustachio then?
Yeah. I was a mustache advocate.
A mustachier.
Yeah.
Okay.
No relation.
Mustachionado.
No relation to a cashier.
No, I love that. That's gotta be a hashtag, man.
Okay, we'll hashtag.
How do you spell that? I gotta figure it out.
Stachionado.
Don't worry about it. Carry on.
Mustachio and
Let's
then
not get
tornado.
Let's not get down the rabbit hole. All
But
right.
anyhow, so I started wearing a handlebar mustache, and around that same time, myself and my friend Adam Cosgrove, who we've mentioned a couple of times, we both were wearing mustaches at that time. He has continued with a very mustache-centric lifestyle specifically, but in 2012, at the end of the year, I decided I was gonna let my beard grow back in after a couple years of having shaved it. So at the beginning of December 2012, I started growing everything back in. And I decided I was going to go for a year, see what happened. I had never let my beard grow out that long. I just kind of was curious as to what it would do. And shortly after that, I got involved with the club at the beginning of 2013. And I had my 1 year beard, my yeared, in December of 2013. And I said, oh, this is pretty cool. And a couple months passed, and I didn't trim it or cut it. So I said, well, I guess at this point I'll just go for another year. And then I went for another year after that, and I let it grow untrimmed basically for about 3.5 years. And one day, I was just kind of looking, and my beard has a weird growth pattern where the middle of it sort of stopped at about the 1.5 year point, just stopped growing in the middle. So the sides kept growing longer, but the middle never caught up. And so I just decided one day I was ready to try a different style. I'd been doing the full beard thing for, at that point, 2.5 years longer than I had expected to when I was going for my 1 year. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to try chops. Everybody had kind of been in the club, and a couple other people, they'd been kind of always saying, hey, do chops, see what happens. Your beard naturally is splitting anyways. And so I just one day decided I was going to try it out, and I figured, hey, if I don't like it, it's always good. I can grow it back. It's hair.
Yeah.
So, but I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. The Chop Squad thing is really cool. It's very kind of unique, I think, in the facial hair community.
Well, it's a totally different style of brotherhood. It's like a side family off of like everything else. It's
Two beards makes it pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it was really cool though, because
but it also shows me that you guys might have commitment problems.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's you got to get in there every day, kind of separate them. That's the thing when guys kind of end up starting with like a full beard and coming down, and a lot of them don't keep up because you got to really figure out how to do that.
Yeah, it's
and
tough.
if you don't start from the beginning, there's no learning curve.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's definitely a commitment in it. So you're kind of sculpting out how you want to look. You know what I mean? You can go real wide. You can go kind of narrow. So there's this kind of like extra thing to it than just, let's say, growing a beard.
Yeah.
And you get it too with the goatee, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you can choose how far down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a very difficult time like matching the sides. I mean, it's always crooked. It's just I have not figured out in all the years that I've been styling mine how to get it the same on both sides. It's just really hard.
Yeah.
And that is what she said.
Yeah, learning how to shave again was kind of tricky.
Well,
when
your beard is pretty long.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to tie it up when you...
When I do, and I don't shave every day. A lot of the times if I'm just going to work or something like that, I'll, let it go. But when I do want to, shave out the middle completely and razor shave it, I pull my two chops back behind my head and actually tie them in a loose little knot back there. I just wrap them around each other so they're over my shoulder, out of the way, so I can actually see.
I tend to tuck around the ears.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own little way about doing it.
I kind of tuck mine straight down.
It's working for you, though.
I don't thank you.
That tuck.
I actually do have chops, but it's buried.
But it's just because there's a scar in here.
Yeah. It's like the monkey butt chin. Is there any, like, with your, like, you're discussing, like, your shaving routines, is there any kind of, like, products that you use? What's your take on using products or any kinds of aids or anything? Is there anything that you specifically use?
I am terrible at using products as often as I should, which may be one of the reasons why my beard didn't grow out as well or as properly as I wanted it to the first time. But I do try, when I can remember, to oil it daily, especially because, as you guys know, my beard is long, but it's also really kind of thinner at the bottom. And, if I'm out, especially in the wintertime, the air's really dry, the wind, everything, I try to use an oil just to coat it and, give it a little bit of protection from the elements and just comb it out.
We're not talking about the cars either.
No, not the Hondas. We've had
or electricity.
Huge issues
Yes.
with the Honda Elements in
Yes.
Pittsburgh.
Yes. They just come. Every aspect of growing a beard, apparently elements are a problem.
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's
This is
terrible.
all new to me.
It's an epidemic.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's we are anti-Honda element group. The whole bearding community is. I don't know if you knew about that. You must have not got that
This is
email
new.
yet.
I haven't been to
Yeah.
Pittsburgh lately.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to check it out in
it's
about a
going
month.
nationwide.
There's
Nationwide.
a Facebook group,
Yeah, I'm sure
Beardos
there's.
Against the Honda Element. Check us out.
I know someone that's going to be making a page up tonight.
Yeah, right. Invite your friends.
Well, I guess we pretty much covered everything that I wanted to talk about today. Is there anything, Anthony? Is there anything you got going on, fun and exciting?
Not really.
Well, actually, we could kind of talk about this a little bit. The bowling thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd love to.
Right,
Not
right.
that we've actually set stuff in stone, and it's just it's a thought. We're in the planning processes right now. But last year we decided to do what in essence was a bowl off between the Pittsburgh guys and the Cleveland guys, and we mixed in the Youngstown guys into the whole thing. So we were thinking about kind of making it a little bit of a bigger event this year and trying to get more people involved and trying to make it like a bigger Toys for Tots kind of thing. So, but it's really cool to be able to get together with other groups from other communities and all come to one place for one thing, and especially around the Christmas season when it's a time of year for giving and it's time of year for the kids who don't have a lot of things. It feels good to help them out.
Absolutely. Yep.
So
And actually, we had last year's a Marine or two, right? Came to collect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they came to
toys.
collect the toys.
I don't remember how many toys we ended up with, but there was a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, there was a lot.
250,000.
It was
At least.
Well, who knows? I mean, if someone bought 10 boxes of Tinker toys, how many Tinker toys are in
do you
there?
count them individually?
Yeah, you can count
It's
them.
true.
If someone got a 10,000 puzzle piece, I don't know if they make them that big.
And if we
but-
get to the atomic level, you're talking billions.
yeah, we're exponents.
Constituent toy pieces numbered in the billions. No, but it really is, like you said, it's kind of nice too. Like we were talking about, it's fun to go to the competitions.
Yeah.
And excuse me, fun to go to the competitions and see everybody. But what I really liked about doing the bowling thing last year was it was outside of bowling against each other. It was a non-competitive environment.
It was just a
Also, at the
social
competitions,
gathering.
there's
Yeah.
so much going on, so
Yeah.
you don't have necessarily time to catch up as much as you'd like to.
Right,
But
right.
it was just fun to get together in just a totally social environment, hang out, have some fun.
Yeah, drink some beers, throw some balls.
Yeah.
It
And-
really
and
was a good
gather
time.
toys for some kids,
Yeah. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
What now going into 2017, Anthony, what's your big plans?
2017?
Yeah, that's the year after this one.
Oh. Which year is this?
16.
2017. Well, Worlds is going to come up in Austin, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's on my radar, but I haven't
Yeah.
got any real plans.
That's September, isn't
I-
it?
But I think it is, yes.
Yeah, about a year from now. still.
Awesome.
It's probably weekend of World Beard Day, is it not?
I'm not sure what the exact date is. I think it's like the third week of September. I think
Okay.
it's right around maybe it's the first weekend of September.
Generally, the World Championship, like, if it don't land right on it, it's right near it.
Okay.
That's what I've noticed last few years. Well, 4 years, I guess, because it's every other year. Anyway, yeah, so that's on the radar for sure. I'm not sure how much traveling I'm going to be doing this year coming up. It's been nice to go to. I've been liking going to newer clubs. Like I went to the Mercer County,
Yeah.
right, and they're over just in Salina, actually. And so I judged over there. But it's just nice, like seeing new clubs and what they're doing. Are they doing things just like everybody else, a little bit different? So I kind of like that, and then, if I can get to it, if it's in Ohio or not very far, that's cool. I'm going to be going to Circus of Whiskers. I'll be judging over there.
Where's that one?
That's in Detroit, and that one's in a few weeks, I think.
It's
November 5th?
November 5th, I believe. It's the week after Steel City competition.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's some back-to-backs there. Then Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
It's going to be... beard season is going to get a little hectic here.
Yeah, I think it's been going pretty solid for almost a good month and a half now.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we'll wrap it up on that note. Thank you, Andrew, for meeting us. Thank you, Anthony, for coming in and being a special guest
Thanks
host,
for having me.
host with me.
I took us down some rabbit holes, but I think we got back between
they were
the
wonderful
three of
rabbit
us all
holes.
here.
I know, it was a good time.
We hope to see some gelflings, especially burlesque.
Yeah.
Pre-party Pittsburgh.
And make sure you look for us, find any three of us, say hi at the event. Give Drew a big hug and tell him thank you for having such a great club and putting on such a great event and helping all the animals in the Pittsburgh area, and we appreciate that.
And beyond Pittsburgh as well.
And beyond,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
So, all right, well, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
All right, peace
Thanks,
out,
Joe.
homie. Yo, yo, yo.
In the house.
Goodbye.
Boogie, woogie, woogie.
I didn't think that license was cleared.
And cut. Thank you guys so much for checking that interview out with Anthony and Drew. It's so much fun. I love talking to those guys. Every guy in the Steel City Club are just classy, awesome, great dudes that I just could hang out with like all the time. But once again, that's just every guy in every club that I meet. Everyone's just awesome and cool, and I just find that so inspirational because any competition I go to, it's like walking into open arms. Everyone's there to just greet you, have a good time, make you feel good, make you feel comfortable. And I've never had that with any other type of group or anything in the past. So if anything, hopefully that inspires other bearded guys to maybe get involved in competitive bearding or get involved with a club that's doing really cool things for their community. So once again, thanks, guys. And thanks to Susie's Dogs in Boardman, Ohio for all your help. I would also like to thank Wafender Whisker Oil, Brutal Beards, and Groomed Gorilla, and Pulpo Beard Oils for their support to help make my show possible. You guys do awesome things for me, and I greatly appreciate it. And I'll be doing some really cool things for you guys in the upcoming months. So please, everyone, stay tuned, and you can find information about all four of those companies by going to my show notes once again. So thank you again. Check out thebeardcaster.com. I have cool stuff all over my site you can check out, little videos, anything, products, the products page. You can find any kind of product you want there, so just surf through everything. But thank you again. Check out all my social media. And the last thing I ask everyone, tell 2 friends about this podcast. Help me get the word out there. Let's try to build it up for 2017. Let's go into 2017 with good listeners, good supporters, and that's all I ask. Just tell a couple friends about the podcast. Let's get the word out there. So thank you again, everyone, and I'll talk to you later. Ciao.